Yo, what's up? My name is Patrouski, and I've been obsessed with this new Pokemon tower defense game known as PokePath TD. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already heard about it. This is actually episode 6 in my series, and you can watch the full journey using the link in the description, as well as please download this game and play it, man. I am not sponsored. It's just been a blast. It's just a fun, fantastic Pokemon game to sink a week or so into, a weekend, an afternoon, whatever you want it to be, man. It's such a blast. There's so much depth, so much strategy, and so much still that I have to explore. I have 0 shiny Pokemon, and that's got to change. I would love to get a shiny Pokemon in this episode, and that's probably going to be the #1 goal. Okay, I'm going to start shiny hunting in PokePath. Yes, you heard that correctly, and I don't really know exactly how to do that. The main goals of this episode are going to be getting as far as possible in Route 1-2. We put a lot of time and energy into Route 1-1 in the previous episode, and we got up to wave 80, which I did not think was possible. My goal was like wave 50 and then wave 60, and then somehow we made it all the way to wave 80, which is crazy. The progression just snowballs so freaking quickly. Ferrothorn has been an all-star, I have found out. The fact that he can slow Pokemon in the way that he does, and then also get off as much damage as he does, is just ridiculous. Also, make sure if you enjoy the PokePath series to go ahead and leave a like on this video and maybe consider subscribing. It really does make the difference in my ability to keep uploading these videos and keep playing this game. It's fantastic. I love it. If you want to see more, let me know by liking, leaving comments, and subscribing to show me you want to see more PokePath TD. I almost want to just shorten it to just PokePath. I think saying the TD afterwards is almost, I don't want to say not monotonous, but like, I think PokePath is just a great game. The term path almost implies that it's some sort of like tower defense. I love the name PokePath, so I'm just gonna, from this point forward, just PokePath, no longer the TD. I'm gonna drop the TD for me personally, okay? But first things first, our Pokemon prices are still super cheap, and if I want to shiny hunt, I don't even know where shinies come from. I don't know. I'm keeping it a secret. I'm going into a lot of this game blind. I'm going to start by buying as many Pokemon as I can afford, okay? That's how we're going to start off the episode. So first things first, a Cryogonal, a Coughing, a Cubone. The price is going up. Rowlet, that was actually a mon that was, I believe, nerfed recently. Shroomish was actually recently buffed, and a Surskit. So we just bought, let's go see how many new Pokemon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new Pokemon. Let's go check all of their special abilities. I find it really important to understand and be aware of what you have. So Cryogonal, the attacks have a 30% chance of paralyzing. That feels really strong. Also very like blatantly, I think generically strong is really important. Its base power is really high. Its recharge is a little bit slow, but maybe we could buff that up with level ups or certain other items. Next up, Coughing, a poison Pokemon similar to Gulpin. I love the idea of using that strategy in the future, but I don't have a full poison team right now. More Ricochet stuff. These attacks ricochet between enemies with reduced damage, so more Ricochet synergies between Cubone and like Greninja and like Spinda, outputting so much chip damage. Next up, Rowlet, criticals do twice the damage. That is very similar to Clauncher, but Clauncher has a very like slow attack style and then very high damage, whereas this seems to do a similar thing, but with much lower crit rate, and then like the range is pretty high though. Could be an interesting Pokemon. Next up, the Shroomish. Let's go see. It was buffed recently. Power base 17, recharge 1.93. Attacks have a small chance of restoring 1 heart. Ooh, that's a big deal. That's our first Pokemon. There are so many items that say like, oh, this can only be equipped to a Pokemon that restores hearts. This just unlocked my ability to, yeah, I can actually put Life Orb on this, which is not something I could use before. That is interesting. That's super interesting. But this actually changes it. Attacks no longer restore hearts. The holder gains plus 50% damage and plus minus 50% recharge time. I don't know how good that item is. I actually have no idea. But I do want to put some level ups. We have some extra Pokeyen. It's really cheap to do so. If we could even get an evolution on our Shroomish, that'd be fit. Not quite there. We're at level 13 out of 23. So 10 more levels at one point. We'll do that passively. Even though it's sitting in my boxes, leveling up mons in my boxes is still wildly effective. Oh, we did get one more Pokemon. Excuse me. 6 new Pokemon. We did get Surskit as well. Doubles its speed. What is the speed? Now, I will say, is speed recharge? I don't know what speed means in terms of a tower Pokemon, not a Swarmmon. I assume if it's a Swarmmon coming in, you know, I assume that obviously it moves faster on the map. I understand that statistic, but I don't know it in terms of like a tower mon, right? But anyways, let's change maps, man. I've been looking at Route 1-1 for so freaking long. Let's go over to Route 1-2. And I was struggling on this map previously. Once again, only having a wave 22 PB. But I think after all the upgrades I've gotten, I can crush that now. So I'm curious to see how far I can take this number up. and how many gold stars we can gain, which unlock more and more maps. We have Route 2-1 and 2-2 unlocked, and I haven't even touched those yet. And I'm kind of just waiting. I'm one of those people like, I want to like 100% or like fully explore these maps before truly moving on. Maybe I'll come like, you know, brisk by them a little bit, but I'm not going to fully explore these quite yet. There's so many other things to do. First things first, we need 2 different setups, and I really like doing 2 different setups. One that's only like I call it north side and west side, but for this map, it's going to be west side and east side. Usually it's north and south, right? But for this map, I like having one build of Pokemon like towards the start and then one towards the end to clean up if we need to like quickly load in. You'll see more of what I mean by that here in a quick second when we actually start the waves. I don't know how difficult this map is going to be, but my goal is going to be to get to wave 50 today, okay? That's the goal I'm setting. So weirdly, Corsola ends up being really good in this little top left square because of its very specific attack range. See how it perfectly loops around this little curve? That's actually beautiful versus putting it up here. It hits only like 2 small segments. That's so interesting. I love the like specific attack ranges because normally this spot's probably the weakest spot on the map, I would argue, at least for my limited experience on this map so far. But Corsola works really well here specifically. One of the coolest parts of Pokemon, in my opinion, is when very specific things need very specific Pokemon to actually be able to be completed. Things like Corsola, things like Primeape, things like these weird niche mons that are not meta in any other games, but when you give it a new format, like when you give like a tower defense Pokemon game, all of a sudden Spinda becomes really good. Like, I love stuff like that's what Pokemon is all about, being able to utilize each species, each Pokemon so differently. So we're going to go ahead and start. We're starting at wave 1. We're going to go ahead and crush this. I'm going to go ahead and actually save a, not a preset, but save a loadout here, and that's going to allow me to load this up. Now, I do want to save a second loadout here after this wave is over really quick before I get too ahead of myself. All right, I don't think that this setup is perfect, but we're going to save this in slot number 2. It's at least something. We do have 2 mons over here and 2 mons over here to help us get off some damage. Our Spinda can almost, I think almost, it misses like this little segment over here, but it can almost hit every single exit on the map. So it should be good enough, hopefully. But I'm going to switch back to loadout number 1 that we can switch in between. If we start losing and mons keep getting, further to the east, we can just go ahead and quick switch over here. But from this point forward, I'll probably just see you guys once I reach wave 20 or so and get back to our previous PB. All right, we are now back to wave 22, and I don't think we're going to experience any problems for the foreseeable future. Look at these Venonats. These used to cause me problems. The Venonats used to heal so much HP that like I couldn't really get past them that easily, and they would always reach like this spot in the map. Now they're getting obliterated before the first fucking corner, dude. This is, once again, progression snowball at its finest. So I'll probably just see you guys at major checkpoints like wave 25, 30, 35, etc, 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 and hopefully reach wave 50 today. I don't know if that's too overzealous, but we'll see the power increase from map 1 to map 2. All right, new milestones and new PBs up to wave 36. Our new PB is having wave 35 completed. I haven't had to move my loadout once, and I haven't lost a single heart. We're up to 30,000 Pokeyen. I probably do want to go ahead and look to spend that. Level ups on my Spinda right now cost a fair bit, but you know what? I think a level 50 Pokemon would just look too clean on the left side. My first level 50 Pokemon with the Spinda. I do think Spinda is falling off a little bit. I feel like I'm going to start some internet drama with him. I'm sorry, Spinda. Please don't make a response video. I think, like, as you can see, I think Ferrothorn is just doing... To be fair, the Ferrothorn's closer, but I don't know. The Spinda, like... The Spinda almost has a similar range to the Ferrothorn because the range is so massive, So, I don't know. The Ferrothorn just feels... I feel like this is the scaling king. I feel like it having that slow on top of doing the damage that it's doing, Ferrothorn seems to be the new beast of the team. I'm so glad that I took the time to evolve the Ferroseed. And in a few more Weeping Bells here, we'll actually be at wave 40. We're almost there. Wave 38 has been defeated. That is wave 39 defeated in a quick sec. 90 Weeping Bells? Okay, maybe not as soon as I expected. There we go. There's wave 39. Here is wave 40. 1 Victory Bell coming in. 3477 HP. New Pokemon. Have not seen this Pokemon come in yet as an enemy. I do want to, once again, a big goal of this episode, even though I did just put a bunch of Pokeyen into upgrades, to be fair, but I want to do less of that in this episode. I actually want to make less progress, weirdly, at least towards upgrades. I want to buy Pokemon while I'm getting Pokeyen in the background, while I'm still working on these upgrades, or while working on these waves, I guess, rather. You know what? Mareep. Let's buy some Pokemon. Mareep, Sneasel, and one more, Torkoal. Let's go. I'm so confident in my ability to get through these waves. I can go look in my... It's also, you can like multitask so well in this game. I can just go check out my PC while that is still running. So let's first check out Mareep. The attacks have a 30% to paralyze for 1.5. More paralyzed stuff. I feel like that's quite good. The attack speed is very slow. It is an area, though. Ooh, a paralyzed area actually sounds really powerful and interesting. Next up, Sneasel. Let's check. Crits do twice damage. Makes a lot of sense for the theme of the Pokemon. I don't know if that'll be that strong. Maybe when you evolve it, it gets stronger. But based on the... I guess the attack speed is really fast. Based on the attack speed and power... I'm not super impressed by Sneasel at a first glance, but I could be wrong. Attacks have a 50% chance to burn the target for 10 seconds, causing damage. The main part, what makes burn so strong in traditional Pokemon is the fact that it decreases the opponent's damage, and we don't really have that in the, like, the Swarm Mons aren't doing damage to me. They're doing damage, I guess, to me, not my Pokemon. Like they're just chipping off a heart damage, right? So not having that effect definitely makes the burn a lot less appealing to me, and I feel like you'd probably lean towards more something like poison strategies. I bet would do a lot better, but that's my instinct. I don't know the calculations or the actual numbers, right? So let's just continue going. We're at wave 45 now, just cooking through. 8k gold. That's another egg. The egg price is inflating dramatically. Larvesta, that just instinctually could be super strong. So there's the burn synergies. Deals double damage to burned enemies. I see. To me, I just think of Volcarona being such an endgame Pokemon. I wonder if at level 59 this thing gets like, I bet it's, my guess would be it's like super weak early, but then once you get the evolution, it's super strong. But I could be wrong. And committing that much gold to a mod like that right now, not on my highest of priorities. Weirdly, I feel like if I were to switch out anything right now, I would probably switch out my Absol for something like the Cryogonal. Like Cryogonal actually seems like that base damage, that recharge rate, like... Ooh, also, wait, it has a different shape. Well, I might do that right now, actually. I might switch out the only problem is, where do you place Cryogonal? It has no, see how almost every other Pokemon has like, grass, a G for grass, W for water, M for mountain. Cryogonal has, him as Mareep, I guess. Cryogonal has nothing, which makes me think you can't put it in very many places, which I guess that would be the biggest thing to overcome here. I thought this was like shiny Metapods for a sec. These are Slugmas. 30 Slugmas coming in at wave 48. We're almost at wave 50, which is the gold milestone, if I recall correctly. I guess I technically only want to wave 30, but now we're definitely going to wave 50 here. Look at all these Slugmas being chipped down. Wave 48 defeated, onto wave 49. Lots of shield Pokemon here. I wonder if on this map, Excadrill would be better than the Absol. I'm kind of, you know what? I'm going to turn off auto. I'm going to switch the Absol off after this wave. I think the Absol is not the best team member here for me. Now, I'm thinking I switch out Absol for something like Sandile or Cryogonal. I guess the problem is Cryogonal actually can't be up there. So let's just go ahead and retire our Absol. Let's remove our Absol from our party. Let's add the Cryogonal and see where I can place it. So I can't place it there, but I can place it here. However, it's an X. Ooh, the shape is interesting, but it doesn't lend itself very well to this spot placement, I would say. That'd probably be something better over here, and I kind of like this setup. I don't know if Cryogonal is going to be the mon that I want right now. Let's go check the other Pokemon in our boxes. I think I do want to try Sandile. It might be a little troll. I think it could be really interesting as well because Sandile plus Spinda is pretty neat because I'm actually going to save this as well as my new slot 1, but Sandile plus Spinda is interesting because Spinda chips them all down, right? And Sandile has that effect where if it does the killing blow, it increases its damage by 3% for the rest of the wave. So it could be, I don't know if that'll be good, but it could be really good. I guess the problem is I'm going to put a bunch of money into level ups here to be fair, but I do want to save some Pokeyen for, we get Crocorock evolution there, huge. I do want to save some Pokeyen for, once again, buying more Mons. The main purpose of this episode is to shiny hunt. I want to buy one more. Charmander, that's a cool one. How good is Charmander? He also has no extra placements, similar to Cryogonal and what's it called? But does that mean he's very strong? We are getting some crazy burn synergies. The attacks burn through for 10 seconds, causing them... It's a guaranteed burn. Okay. It might be worth to commit to the Charmander Torkoal, but I have to switch up my team so much. Now, okay, I wouldn't mind getting rid of Clawitzer. Clawitzer could we could switch out. I think Clawitzer is kind of falling off in terms of power level. If we had to switch out 3 Pokemon, or I could get to 160 gold stars. I'm gonna start making the change. I'm gonna go ahead and start. I'm actually gonna star these Pokemon so I remember the plan. The plan right now is to build a fire team. I think this could be really good synergistically and could be really cool to see as well. I'm going to remove Clauncher from my team. Thank you for your work. Thank you for your, your service. But I think it's time that you go ahead and retire for now, at least. I have felt like he's been falling off for a while. So, you know what? I think it only makes sense. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and start by adding Charmander to the team. Because I think Charmander has that guaranteed burn, which is really nice. And Larvesta, like, its attacks rely on, like, it has to be burned. Like, if the Mons aren't burned, it's just not nearly as good. So, let's just start with that Charmander, which is going to require us placing him, I guess, here. It's not a very good placement at all. It'll just tickle the Mons over here. Should I move this with something? I'm not totally... I think it's maybe just fine if Charmander isn't that good right now. And we're going to put whatever Pokemon we can in level ups. I do want to get this thing up to like level 30 or so ASAP. And now we can do a new save. Once again, a similar situation. So now I want to load my save number 2. Because that's going to allow me... I'm going to go ahead and switch out those 2 Mons. It's going to be easier to just load this save, I think. Go back into our PC. Remove these units and kind of reset it up all again. Once again, we get less overall power because this is what this looks like. There's literally no slot for the Charmander to go. So we're getting less overall power here. Can I move anything over here? If I can, that would be... I don't think I can. Yeah, so we're getting less overall power here at the benefit of like we're building for the long term, right? Like we're gonna have less... We're gonna probably reach less waves. Let's go back to this loadout. Beautiful. We're going to reach less waves at our first PB on this map, but that's okay. We're playing for the long run. I'm going to start building this fire team. So now I think the goal in this episode is to get Charmander up to level 37 or 36, get it into a Charizard here as soon as possible, and then just from there, buy as many eggs as possible. Let's go ahead and hop into wave 50 here. We should be good, I think, but I'm going to keep my trigger finger over here just in case we need to adjust things. This wave is just 40 Butterfrees coming in, nothing I haven't seen before, and Greninja is doing so much of the work here. Ferrothorn and Greninja both just doing so much work. The Spinda kind of falling off. These guys haven't, I don't know, it's not the Rampardos' fault, or like, these guys can't reach the Pokemon. Charmander can't reach them at all in this spot, so I almost wonder, but there's just nowhere else to put him. I need to like upgrade his range somehow. I don't know if there's an item I can buy, or to be fair, like, the Charmander doesn't need to kill the monsters to get the XP. I can actually... That's actually like a huge benefit. The fact that I can just grind up with other things. So there's Charmeleon. That's a huge upgrade. And then we're 16 levels away from Charizard. Okay, huge. And that, look at that. That evolution gave him a huge range increase. He should at least be able to hit the Mons on this side now. Okay, that's good. All right, here we just keep on grinding. Hopefully I'll see you guys at wave 55 or wave 60, or I doubt we'll get to wave 75, but that would be a cool, another 25 milestones. And then if we retry, we go back to wave 75. Look at these golems coming in. Woo, I thought I was using my Excadrill. I could place Excadrill over the, ooh, I wonder if that's worth it actually. Why? I guess I have to reset all my presets. Oh, speaking of, goodness gracious, let's switch up. Oh, I'm going to lose some HP. Oh, I need to turn off auto. Wait. Oh no, it's going too fast. I think Charmander needs to be switched out until I get it higher level. It's just not good enough yet. And it's kind of costing me too much HP on this map so far. And Invisible, that's fine. The Invisible Mon's fine. I'm going to pause for a quick sec. I think I am going to go ahead and switch out the Charmeleon for Excadrill in this slot. I think him getting some shield damage, double shield damage would be nice here. Yeah, I am going to go ahead and put Excadrill. Actually, I might even put Excadrill in a different placement. Strange, like the fact that he does double shield damage. I feel like if I'm gonna use him, I have to get full effect. Can Greninja reach? Oh, is that gonna hurt my damage too much? Can I put Ferrothorn? Let's see the ranges. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know if this is gonna work. I might be throwing here, trying to utilize my Excadrill too much. I guess Ferrothorn can also go up here. Maybe that's the play. Put Ferrothorn, or like here maybe. Okay, what if I put... I have an idea. Ferrothorn here, Rampardos here, Greninja here. Okay, I'm thonking on this. I think that might be... We're going to try that. We're going to go ahead and save this. This new situation as slot 1. And then this will be slot 1. So we have west side, east side, slot 1, slot 2. I even have slot 3, which has the Charmander, but so I basically switch to slot 3 just to put some levels into it. That's like the main... I'm not going to be using the Charmander, but I want to be getting levels into it. I guess that's kind of the strategy right now. Do not run for the level up there. So, okay. I don't know if this is going to work. We're going to try. We have a lot of shield mons coming in, so I'm just banking on Excadrill getting off that double shield damage to hopefully be effective enough to get through this. But yeah, mons are going to get further in the map now. That's expected because of the switch up we did. That Golem is going to get right through, though. I'm going to have to switch up strategies like this. That's fine. The Golem, okay, we lost no HP. That worked. And now, so we have a whole lot of different strategies now. I'm actually going to load team number 3 now because we have 40 weepon balls and victory bells. These have no shield. So the Excadrill has no place here. Dude, wow. I'm like overthinking the fuck out of like map number 2, right? Like I'm putting too much effort probably into map number 2, but just the amount of teams in the loadouts and like the synergies you can really think about is just insane. Let's see how this wave should be pretty simple, I think. Let's again keep our eye on the secondary option. This is wave 54. We're getting some victory bells pass. There's 20 of them coming in. 20 victories, 40 weapons. They're getting taken care of. They're getting slow. Where's the Fairthorns down here? I'm gonna switch, I think, to get this. Make sure that one gets killed. Come on. Whew. That was close. Very, very, very close. I'm gonna lose a lot of HP here, I think. I'm in trouble. I'm gonna switch over. This east side is just not that good as well. My secondary slot, I'm gonna lose like 3 hearts there. Oh, I was so late. I was so late on this switch. I think I lose here probably. Let's see. At least I'm losing a lot of HP. This setup, my team does not have a good placement as well for this side of the map. I'm gonna switch back to 1 here in a quick sec. Can we get both of those? Oof, okay, we're down to 4 hearts after that, but that's okay. We at least got a new retry at wave 50, so we can reset to wave 50 on this. So that is honestly huge. I'll happily take that. Let's go ahead and keep jumping into it. Excadrill getting its benefit up here against these Rhyhorns. That's what it's here for. And then I'll be quick to load slot 2 if need be. These guys are so tanky. Oh my goodness. Now I load slot 2 because once Mons move past this kind of benchmark, that Rhyhorn's going to get through. I did not die though, at least. I should be able to take care of... I should be able to. Come on, Golem. Come on, Golem. Come on, Golem. Yeah. Woo. Okay, back to this. Whoo, man. Let's check our damage. Greninja's putting in work here. I can handle 50 Venomoths. That's no problem, honestly. The shields and the armor is what's been difficult to cook through. I think this is fine. Wave 57 here, running into some problems. This might be the... I only need 2 more HP to lose before I'm dead, and that's it. That's wave 56, new PB. We got at least wave 50, new PB on the second map. I will take it. Okay, I think I am going to go ahead and just click restart here, and I'm just going to grind a little bit of Pokeyen, I think, for a bit. Last episode was super long. This episode was very intense. We did a lot of things and made a lot of different decisions, and honestly, I think I deserve a little bit of an idle break, a little bit of an idle game, a little bit of an AFK break, so I'm going to go ahead and buy 1 or 2 Pokemon. Barboach, I love me some Whiscash. Don't even get me started. What is his ability, though? I do want to see what that is. Let's go check. Attack slow, another slowing attack, 3 seconds, so a pretty slow attack speed, 1% critical chance, really high base damage though, and it's not an area attack. It is a single target. Okay, good to know. I'm gonna go ahead and just get some extra Pokeyen, try to put some levels. Oh, actually I might even have, let me go double check. Do I have enough to get this into a Charizard? I'm so close. If not, I'm so close. Before we can end this episode with the progress we need Charizard number 1, and then number 2 we need more eggs. How many eggs is the question? Let's go for at least 2 more. At least 2 or 3 more eggs, I'd say. All right, this map has felt really good for some AFK idling Pokeyen grinding. Look, it's up to 45,000 Pokeyen. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off auto here in a quick second. I guess I can wait for this wave to finish, but first things first, I do want to put some level ups into my Charmeleon. Even if this causes me to lose this wave, I'm totally okay with this. I want to go ahead and get this bad boy up to a Charizard. Boom. There it is. We now have access to a Charizard who does 209 damage per attack at 0.87 recharge. I'm sorry, huh? I know that he's like Charizard, so I assumed that he would be strong because people often make fan favorites like really strong. That feels insane. I'm sorry, what? Am I crazy? Look at the range difference as well. I know he's obviously a few levels higher than the Krokorok, which, to be fair, we should probably get this Krokorok up to level 40 here. I know I want to spend the Pokeyen on eggs to like shunt or get new Pokemon. I do, but let's also get ourselves a Crocodile because that's a huge upgrade. Okay, I don't know if you guys know this, but it turns out evolutions are actually really strong in Pokemon. I know it's a very deep, in-depth mechanic. Holy crap, 398 power. Evolutions are so strong. Okay, That feels really good. Oh, look, I love the sprites on the map. Just seeing the sprites on the map evolve and dance around as well is a phenomenal feeling. I'm now going to head over to the shop and spend the rest of the money on eggs. I heard for someone in the comments, shout out to the commenter, that Starly is a very good Pokemon. I haven't used it. Staraptor is a very cool mon. I would love to put some love into it. We got Staraptor and Rockruff. This is a mon I'm not familiar with. I usually play Gen 5 and below Pokemon, so I'm not super familiar with Lycanroc. I think I've seen it in like lower tiers of PvP on Showdown in the past a little bit, but let's see. Tough Claws increases its power by 50% while on a mountain. 100% crit while in tall grass. That seems interesting. Like maybe it could be. That's really cool. You can like kind of switch up its play style based on where it's locationally at on the map. And then Starly fires at projectiles at up to 2 enemies at once. I could see Staraptor like one of those mons that gets really strong, similar to Crocodile or Charizard once it reaches max evolution. I like the idea of putting some levels into Starly in the future potentially, but for now, I'm gonna go ahead. I wanted 2 to 3 eggs. We got 2. Let's get 1 more. Let's farm a little bit more until we have our next one. And with that wave complete up to wave 48, we now have 10,000 Pokeyen. I believe that's enough for 1 more egg. Let's go for it. Cast form. How is Cast form is one of those mons traditionally very weak. Not a very powerful standout Pokemon. Can be interesting at times. Is it interesting in this game? It has access to all the different terrains. Does it change based on where it's at? Yup. That's so cool, dude. Multiplies its damage by 2 in tall grass. It multiplies by 2. It doubles its damage in tall grass. Multiplies speed in water and range in mountains. What a cool mechanic. That's I just love the customization elements the devs are putting onto these Pokemon and keeping it within the lore and on the themes. Balancing a game is already hard. Balancing a game with themes in place with a system that you didn't build, like, you know, he didn't create these monsters, right? Like, it's so crazy, man. I love this game. I know I'm glazing it nonstop, but what's better than just falling in love with a video game and being obsessed with it and feeling like a kid again? I think that's something that we all chase very often. And when you get that feeling, you want to hold on to it and appreciate it and play the hell out of that video game. And that's what I've been doing with PokePath. I hope that you guys have enjoyed. If you have, go ahead and leave a like on the video. I gotta say it, I know it's annoying, but it helps out tremendously. Leave that physical like if you like the video. Dislike if not. I try to always encourage that genuine feedback. Subscribe for daily videos. I do upload every single day, usually some sort of PokeMMO content, but I've been enjoying PokePath and I'll keep uploading this as long as I can and having a blast with it until it's no longer fun for me or it's time to move on, which is what happens with video games eventually. Discord's down below. Leave positive comments or good critique or feedback. I may not want to become the best PokePath player of all time, so not all, you know, I may not listen to or follow all advice, but I'm happy to hear it and happy to try to learn. Subscribe, follow me on Twitch. You guys know the drill, all that jazz. And if you really want to go above and beyond and let me know that you're really enjoying the PokePath series, you could drop me a sub over on YouTube or Twitch or a PayPal or Venmo donation, links down in the description, and be like, hey, this is for the PokePath series. I'm loving PokePath. You know, here's $5, and that lets me know. Also gives me the freedom to really put more time into this. It lets me know you guys like it and allows me to physically make the videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Play games you enjoy. But for now, peace, Reno. Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here. I wanted to take this second to say thank you so much for watching the entire video. It is thanks to people like you I'm able to make the content that I do, as well as everybody whose name is listed here. That's it for me. Have a fantastic day.